Oh, hi. It's you again. Welcome, YouTube. This is Startergist, and in today's episode, I'm selling dirt. Yes, I said dirt. Stay tuned. Goodbye now. Oh, shit. And today we're going to talk about startups. I'm a host. Welcome. Alright guys, so welcome. This is Make 48, and in this project I have 48 hours in order to take an idea from step A all the way to step Z, throw it on the internet. So I'm gonna teach you everything I'm doing along the way, and we're gonna poke the box. If you ever read Seth Godin's book, Poke the Box, it's all about testing ideas. Let's throw stuff out in the world and see what happens. Check this out. This is New York trash. Trash.
When I go out and collect garbage, I usually go at night or first thing in the morning. That's when the city's the dirtiest. I had a summer internship when I was a sophomore in college. One day we were having a discussion about the importance of package design, and someone said package design didn't matter. I figured the only way to prove them wrong would be to package something that absolutely nobody would ever want to buy. People get really excited about buying garbage, which I never really expected.
One man's trash in this case is literally another man's treasure. He proved that you could take something that's taken for granted and attach a side hustle to it. So thanks, Justin. Really appreciate it, my guy. I'm gonna emulate your strategy here in a whole different product category. Dirt! It's really just about showing you guys every step you need to do in order to take a concept. So this is as basic as it's gonna get, but these steps are steps you could follow and emulate. Alrighty then. All right guys, so what I wanna do here is reinforce my why. I'm bringing in an aura of cause marketing into this product, and what I'm gonna do and what my hopes are is that next to something like Miracle-Gro is that this concept sets it apart completely from the competition. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna name this Do Good Supply Co. And what my goal is, again, what my why is that I'll be donating 50% of my proceeds to funding gardening programs here in LA. So I have one in mind, but I hope you like the idea behind the cause.
So here's why I chose dirt. Like trash, dirt is something quite widely available and otherwise taken for granted. Not something most would expect as a prime choice when it comes to launching a business. In this case, it provided the perfect, easy to source use case where I could focus on packaging and story. So if this was a challenge where you had to start a business taking something you could find outside, what is it that you would start? How is it that you could think creatively? So now, here's a few things we need in order to launch this. We're basically going to need to get to the prototype stage. What we'll end up doing with this is showing this to manufacturers or using it to shoot to create collateral for things such as the website, Indiegogo, Etsy, or Kickstarter. So to make things easy, let's keep things simple.
This is Uline. Start here. This is your place of standardized packaging. This is the house of MVP. Forget going to China, forget going custom, forget figuring out how to make CAD, forget meeting minimum order quantities. This is where you want to go. This is your house of MVP. Uline. Use it. So, you could get everything from here. Check it out. Open this up. We got tape. We got shipping labels. Bags to put stuff in. Burlap bags, which I'm testing to put my stuff in. Boxes and tubes to put stuff in. More tubes to put stuff in. Boxes to ship stuff in. This guy. So all of this came from Uline for absolutely free. I have a bunch of different sizes and samples, but I got this awesome cloth bag here, which I'm gonna use to kind of give it a throwback feel, just like old school flour. And I'm gonna use this to make my prototype. Came from Uline, absolutely free, yes. What Sharpie got to do with it? What Sharpie but a writing little marker? Handy dandy millimeter ruler. Get yourself one of these. You'll use it a lot of times when you're getting an idea of sizing and specs on products. You'll also want some calipers. That's a different situation, but use one of these. So now that we're ready to start designing our packaging, what we kind of want to do is get an idea for the livable space for the front and the back, which we have to design. So I bought these really, these iron-on sheets, it wasn't ripped open like this. I opened it myself. But this is what's gonna be printed on, which we're gonna iron on to this guy. So if I kind of put this on here, you can kind of get an idea of the livable space. Again, since we're gonna put dirt, I'm gonna seal this up and stitch it along the top. I kind of think it'll be good with some bleed space around the edges. So this is actually perfect in terms of the height for this exact bag that I have here. But to get, as you can see the excess here, I want to be able to kind of trim that off and again leave the same bleed space that I kind of do on this side. So kind of taking some rough measurement, 150 right there. Some bleed, 170. I'm probably gonna make this 170 millimeters wide. So this is actually a perfect start. This is what we'll use to create the packaging, again on front and back, but I'm gonna use iron-ons to prototype this, and I think this will do perfectly fine for giving me something to shoot and communicate and share the idea with people.
So I need to create a logo for Do Good Supply Co. And what I'm gonna do is actually head over to a site that I like to start a lot of projects on. This is FontScroll. You can find plenty of free commercial licensed fonts, but the thing here, look at that, 100% free for commercial use. So you're gonna wanna make sure you're doing that for a couple reasons. One, you just wanna own everything that you're creating, and you wanna make sure that you don't owe a designer money if you're using some font that you shouldn't be. You just want to, again, just do things all in the up and up. You might recognize some of the fonts here as some that you have on your computer. Again, just check into those licenses to make sure you're allowed to use those for commercial use. But what I want to do is kind of browse through here and see if I find a font that I can turn basically into my word mark for this. You can see they have a bunch of different things here to look for. I'm going to go into hot because who doesn't want a hot logo? And there's some other fonts here that I could kind of browse through. Again, you might remember some of these that you see on your computer, but I'm gonna browse these and just see if one stands out that I think would be great at creating my logo. I'm gonna go ahead and create a new document. Again, what I have for the measurements was 279, so 279.4 tall, and the width I had on that was 173, and again, that's in millimeters, which I took the measurements in. And just also make sure it is in CMYK because you'll be printing this. Again, I'm gonna do two artboards because I'm doing the front and the back. So let me go ahead and just open that up. Again, you can see I have two layers here. Now what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and type out the logo, the name of the brand. So Do Good Supply Co. That, and it's all one word. Good job, Felipe.
Prepare to jump into hyperspace on my mark.
All right, stand by.
To Office Depot and I got a bunch of things. Like I said, I was showing you the iron-ons. I have my pouches. I had some twine and needle and everything I need to stitch all this and make the prototypes. But it seems like I might be messing around with technology that no one uses anymore. All the printing places I called, and yes, I don't have an inkjet printer. Normally use laser, and I don't want to wait for laser transfers. No one will print this for me. Instead of getting this video on the time, we're gonna do a little workaround.
So if you're familiar with yellow images, I would definitely recommend going to this website. Yes, I typed that in all caps, but let's see what comes up. Now, this is gonna be a secret weapon for you when it comes to making packaging and things that look super real. So let's see, object mockups. If you were making ice cream, t-shirts, power bars, a spoon for some reason, a car wrap, anything like that, this place actually uses smart objects, which is something I'll teach you a little bit later with Photoshop. But let's put it this way. You don't have to do any of the tomfoolery of yourself in terms of warping these images, wrapping it to make it look around the bottle, putting highlights and all the stuff that a designer's really gonna fine tune to make this look super real. It does it super fast. It's almost unfair, but this is a secret weapon for you. If you're just gonna be mocking stuff up, you don't even have to go that far. Look, I hover over that. That's basically what it does. It makes something look super real for you. So in this case, I'm gonna put dirt bag or flour bag. But boom, look at here. Anything, if I want it to look like a flour bag, I have plenty of those options. So something that was probably gonna be putting soil in, ain't probably gonna look something like this. That's coffee, it was getting a little bit closer. But again, I have pages worth of options in terms of finding something that I might be able to put that looks like a bag that holds dirt. So here is my finished image that I used using a template that I bought, or a packaging mock-up that I bought from Yellow Images. Again, that looks pretty real. So I'll just go ahead and show you exactly kind of how that works. In this folder, if you pull that up, the simplicity that goes on behind this is it basically just gives you a smart layer or a smart object, as you see here, has everything from the highlights, the shadows, the paper of the brown craft, all of this stuff, which is editable for you, which makes it all super easy. So again, here's my image with the graphic on top of that. Again, it looks super real. Kind of just took off the background to show you, but it has everything with the shadows. And if posted on the right part of the internet or in the right image, this might look pretty real to someone that doesn't know. So this image is actually quite perfect for getting my concept across. So I'm gonna Photoshop that package into some scenes. What I'm gonna do is look for images of community gardens. So when I go to images in Google, one of the things that you want to do or should do, or I'd say have to do, is go to usage rights, and you wanna look for labeled for reuse. Now, here I want to search for large images because anything low res will simply not work. Now, if you look at my packaging, what I want to do is just to make sure it's as real as possible, pull this guy up. You can see it's basically almost from straight on. There is a slight little bit of a down angle on it, but it's pretty much about straightforward. So now as I go through my images and I'm looking online, that is one of the things that I want to be mindful for when looking through imagery. Oh, okay, that one might work. It has some army reps in there. This might be a good image. Again, this is something labeled for reuse, so I might take this one. So I'm going to save you the expense, but basically I'm just going to kind of comb through and look for interesting images that I'm allowed to use because these are labeled for reuse, and I'll save you that expense, but I'm going to dive through this, and after we're done, then I'll kind of show you what I found going through all the other resources from Flickr to Comfite to Google, just kind of seeing what images scoured up on the internet that I could use to do this as cost efficiently as possible without having to pay for any stock imagery or having to shoot something in this case, just given the time crunch. But this would normally be my procedure for mocking something up in order to present the idea when trying to sell it. I'll be right back, guys, and let's see what I find.
Prepare to jump into hyperspace on my mark.
All right, stand by.
So guys, you can see from the page that I pretty much flushed in a lot of the basics. Some things you're gonna wanna do, again, I'm reaffirming my value prop here. I kinda have my hero image going on the front. You guys saw me earlier creating these, sourcing these, and again, using this package in a couple of different ways. Again, across this page. Pretty repetitive, but I think for this sake, since this is a simple project and I'm gonna be uploading video, it will kind of carry some of the weight here. But I think that impact is beyond the story. Again, going back to the page, you can see Do Good Supply Co. Dirt that does good. So I'm hitting people with my Twitter pitch, a quick one-liner to let them know what I'm funding and what I'm doing. And again, it's reaffirmed here, a do-good dirt company that donates 50% of its profits to fund gardening programs for those in need. So people are getting a really quick idea of exactly what I'm trying to do here. Again, this girl's throwing her thumbs up, so it's kind of just saying a good thing there. I'm gonna be uploading a video, but again, some of the stuff you saw throughout the page, kind of wrote a quick overview to tell them about what this project's about. And again, here I'm letting them know that I'm doing this on YouTube and that I'm here to show everyone exactly what it takes and prove my point of attaching a narrative to something as simple as dirt. And again, doing this in 48 hours. So some prizes you see here, I obviously have the dirt. I have everything from just $1, I want to help, so people would donate. $4 for Seeds of Change, so all my herb spices and seeds and everything I have here will be another pledge option. I have a 5-pack, so kept that pretty simple. The dirt is the featured one, but you can see everything kind of living across the page. Again, if you're going through this page, I'm kind of just giving them my spiel. So why dirt? And again, just kind of reaffirming that it hasn't seen any innovation in quite a while. People have had a Miracle-Gro and those choices for quite a long time. We've learned from Tom's that people like businesses that have a purpose. So I'm kind of reaffirming that here and showing them that we should do something that does good. And again, just saying what this dirt will do is that we'll donate 50% of the proceeds to funding community gardens. Again, what I'm telling them what it'll take to get done here in terms of the sourcing, kind of laid out the logistics. I've found dirt manufacturers and packaging manufacturers here in LA. So given the simplicity of many aspects of this project, I feel confident that I'd be able to help fulfill this. Again, just here at the bottom, just saying what this is about, who I am, what I'm about, what I've been doing here, and again, just giving them links to hopefully follow along on this journey. So this is part of the process to help encourage people to make their product dreams a reality. And through this project, again, I'll be teaching everyone about business, branding, marketing, and making. I would say this project has taken me longer than expected, but what can you say when you're trying to launch something and film it at the same time? This is a pretty simple project, and again, the point of it is just to show you what it takes to take something from A to Z. So I hope you guys learned something today.
So I really hoped you guys enjoyed this video. It's been a lot of fun putting it together. Again, my Indiegogo campaign is live, so please head over, go back it, let's do good with some dirt. And this has been a lot of fun for me to put together. Stay tuned, I'll be back with another episode next week with Stargis.